Hello students, this is going to be an intro to your cell phone reverse engineering project. So what I have right here is a completed cell phone stand in OnShape. Now this one is catered to match my cell phone and the thickness of the case. So keep in mind when you start designing this and you design the sides, make sure the thickness between the two holders is large enough for your cell phone to fit in there with the case. So mine was made with an iPhone in mind. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this project when you make your cell phone stand. Okay, a couple things I need to show you that you need to know how to do. So I need to show you how you can make the angle and measure the distance from this point to this point accurately for your phone and the stand. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and make a new sketch. I'm going to create a new document and I'm going to call it cell phone stand training. And then I'm going to create a new drawing. Now, like always, you want to make sure that you immediately click on the top on the cube so you're looking straight down. And also, I recommend that you turn off the other planes because it has caused some trouble with everyone in the past. So here we go. It should load in a second, and we'll be ready to go. All right, here we go. I'm going to click on the top. I'm going to go hover over front and right, and I'm going to left click on the eyeball for the front and left click on the eyeball for the right. So that way we have gotten rid of all the planes. Now your first step is to go ahead and change the measurement in the top three lines and go to workspace units and measure in millimeter and hit check to make that stick. Now we don't have to go back and forth. Left click on sketch. Left click on the top plane and you're ready to draw. Now what you're going to do is go to the line tool. You're going to click on the origin, left click once, and then just kind of drag out to the bottom left corner and left click. What you're going to want to go ahead and do is go to dimension, and you're going to need to put in the dimension for the length of your cell phone arm, for the cell phone stand arm. I'm just going to put in a fake one right now and put in 90. Please do not do this, because if you put in 90, it's not correct, and I know this. Your next step is to draw a line, left click on the origin, and just go straight down. And it doesn't matter how far you go, but you just want to go about halfway and left click. Then what you're going to want to do is right click, escape line, go to the line tool again, and left click on the origin and draw a line out to the right and left click. You're going to need to go to dimension. You're going to left click on that line and pull out to the right. And you need to make it the exact same distance as this line is that you measured. Remember, it's whatever you measure on the cell phone stand. Now with the dimension tool still highlighted and clicked, and if it's not, just go up and click it, we need to set the distances or the angles from this point to this point. So I'm going to go ahead and left click on this line and left click on this line, and this gives us an angle. I'm going to go ahead and type in 40 and hit enter. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to left click on this line and left click on this line, and I'm going to type in 40 and hit enter. What we're able to do is we're able to adjust the angle between this line and this line to 80 degrees. Now the reason why we have the middle line is so that we're adjusting each arm independently. So I can double click on this number and take the number and change it to 35, and it just brings this arm down without moving anything else. And I'm going to do the same thing, 35. So that is a 70-degree angle right there. If I'm still on my dimension tool, and if I click on this dot, and then left click, I can right click escape. Now I have a measurement telling me what the distance is from this dot to this dot. So if I come out here and I type 40, and then I come over here and type 40, you can see it's going to change the distance between this dot and show what the distance is. So you're going to kind of have to play around with the angles. Remember, you can even do something like 37.5, 37.5, and you can really refine the measurement. Once you've done this, this is the interior. Now you'll learn that you need to go to the line tool, left click on this dot and keep it 90 degrees. You can see the 90-degree symbol and left click. What you want to do is go to the dimension and make sure this line is the exact thickness of the arm on the cell phone stand you're measuring. Now I'm going to make it wrong just because I don't want to give you the answers. And I made it 5. All I now have to do is left click on that dot, keep this parallel with this line until it goes all the way straight up and it's completely vertical with the origin, and I left click. Now what I can do is right click escape, and I can do the same thing over here. I can left click and pull out, make sure it's 90 degrees, and I can type in my number of 5, and then I can go straight up to this dot and left click. Now I'm going to go escape line. Now I basically have the base for my cell phone stand. All you have to do now is hit extrude, and you got to figure out what the max height of the cell phone stand is. I'm going to make one up and type 150. It's completely wrong. That is definitely not what you'll do. Let me go ahead and make it something like 70 and hit enter. All right, and I'm just going to hit check. This is completely wrong. It is way too high. I just wanted to show this to you. Okay, so what you're going to do next is you're going to go ahead and sketch on the face, and this is where you're going to draw out your cell phone stand to make. Thank you for watching.